Let's talk about something we've all been through. You have an amazing conversation with someone at an event, you make this great connection, and you think, this is it, only for it to completely fizzle out. Well, today we're diving into the 48-hour window, which is all about fixing that exact problem.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You're at some event, meeting, whatever. You hit it off with someone, the ideas are flowing, you're both on the same page, and you walk away totally energized, thinking you've just made a fantastic new contact. And then just nothing. It goes nowhere, and you're left just kind of wondering what happened. And it's not like you didn't want to follow up. Of course you did. You were totally going to send that email or connect on LinkedIn, keep that great conversation alive. Your intentions were absolutely perfect. But then reality crushes the party. You get back to your desk, the daily grind kicks back in, and that little spark from the event just starts getting buried under your normal to-do list. And just like that, you are drowning. An absolute avalanche of emails hits your inbox, and every single one seems more urgent than that little follow-up note. So it slips from, I've got to do this today, to, I'll get to it later this week. And here's the thing. This is happening on both sides. That little inside joke you shared, that really smart point they made, all those specific details that made the connection feel real, they start getting a little fuzzy for you and for them. And that's it. Poof, it's gone. The moment, that window of opportunity where the connection was fresh and exciting, it's slammed shut. Trying to follow up now just feels kind of awkward and out of the blue. The potential for a real relationship just evaporates. So if our good intentions aren't the problem, then what is? Let's get into it and expose the two real villains that are sabotaging our best networking efforts. Turns out, it's not about how much effort you're willing to put in, it's about something way more specific. Okay, so here's the mistake pretty much all of us make. We think of following up as a later task, something to get to when we have time. But the actual things that kill a new connection are two very specific culprits: delay and vagueness. This shows that it's not just that you follow up that matters, but it's really about when and how you do it. All right, first up is delay. This one's pretty simple. It's waiting too long. Every single hour that takes by after you meet someone, that connection gets a little bit weaker. The magic of a great follow-up is that the conversation is still fresh. If you wait too long, that fire just cools down, and it's so much harder to get it going again. And villain number 2 is vagueness. Oh, this one is sneaky. You send that email that just says, hey, it was great to meet you. And, that's nice, but it's basically useless. It does nothing to remind them who you are or why your conversation was special. To really work, a follow-up has to be specific. So how do we actually beat delay and vagueness? Well, the answer, thankfully, is incredibly simple. It's a little something called the 48-hour rule, and it is a super straightforward game plan that literally anyone can use. This is the magic number, 48 hours. That's it, just 2 days. This is your golden window. Any follow-up you send inside this window is going to be so much more powerful than anything you send on day 3 or 4. And what you do in those 48 hours is dead simple. It's a basic 3-step recipe. First, remind them where you met. That anchors their memory. Second, you beat vagueness by mentioning one specific thing you two talked about. This will instantly bring the whole conversation rushing back. And finally, you just tell them why you're reaching out. Now, this next part is absolutely crucial. That third step, stating why you're reaching out, is not the time to make a big ask. You're not asking for a job. You're not asking for a huge favor. You're not trying to make a sale. That stuff might come way, way later, but not now. The only goal, literally the only goal of this first email is to just continue the thread of the conversation. That is it. You're just trying to keep the connection warm. It can be as simple as, and I wanted to send you that article I mentioned. It's low pressure, it's helpful, and it just reinforces the connection you literally just made. When you actually start doing this, it completely changes the game. You stop letting these great little moments fade away, and you start turning them into the seeds of real, actual professional relationships. And that right there is where the true value is hiding. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Follow-up isn't optional. It's where the value actually appears. Think about it. All that effort of going to the event, of putting yourself out there, it's all for nothing without this last step. The follow-up isn't just an extra task, it's the whole point. It's where potential turns into something real. So let's just boil it all down. A short, specific message sent within 48 hours, that's all it takes. This one little bit of discipline is the bridge that takes you from a forgettable chat to a memorable connection. It is the difference between a moment that's lost forever and a relationship that's just getting started. So, I'll leave you with a question. Think about the last person you had a really great conversation with. Are you still inside that 48-hour window? And if you're not, think about the next event on your calendar. Which moment, which conversation are you going to choose to transform?